Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my Master Your Marketing Masterclass. And in my hot seat today, I have this beautiful, gorgeous, divine goddess. Her name is Wendy Porter, and she is the Instagram queen, no lie. And her handle is actually crowned with the number 4, success. So you go find her on Instagram while we're talking right now and follow her. So welcome, Wendy. I'm so excited to have you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome. Awesome. We're going to dive right in because this woman is no joke. She seriously rocked Instagram. And I am just as guilty as everybody else that thinks that Instagram's just great for filtering your pictures. And that's the truth. I might have 4,000-ish followers, no lie. I've not taken it seriously. So I am so happy to have you in my hot seat because this is going to be fun. So tell us a little bit, how did you get into this world? Tell us kind of the evolution of where you landed today.
So I actually did B school 4 years ago when I was going through cancer. I was at home recouping and really was doing some self-discovery, trying to figure out what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be. And during that 4.5 months of recouping from 2 surgeries and radiation therapy, I decided I knew that I wanted to empower women. I didn't know in what capacity at the time. I just knew that's what I wanted to do. I was introduced through Marie Forleo with what is her name? It's called Crazy Sexy Cancer Survivor by Chris Carr, that book. So I got on her email list, was then, kind of introduced to Marie Forleo through email. B school was coming up and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Let me try that and see if that helps me figure out what I want to do with this, new discovery. And that is when I knew I wanted to be a coach. I had been doing career planning coaching and business coaching in corporate America for 15 years. And so that's kind of how I came to be a coach. And I let fear kind of overtake me and self-sabotage. And it took me a few more years to really overcome that and start doing it, full-fledged and getting into it. And when I did decide to, I was kind of researching to see what would be the best platform because I knew social media was a must in order to get to the level that I wanted to get to. I knew that I needed social media. I was looking around and kind of Facebook seemed like where all the coaches were. It seemed like that was the place to be. And it just kind of seemed oversaturated to me and in the market. So I was like, well, maybe there's something else I can do. I was looking at Instagram and honestly, between you and I and everybody is watching, I used to just use Instagram to stalk an ex. That's what I used it for.
Hey, we'll take honesty here. It's all
Don't
good.
judge me.
It's good stuff, just us girls.
So I had no clue how to use Instagram at all. I just would use it for that. So but I fell in love with the platform just because it just seems so down to earth. I loved all the visuals. I mean, I just really loved the platform in itself. And I was seeing kind of quotes pages with mega followers, like 1 million followers and 500,000 followers, just a lot. And I was like, wow, if I could come up with original quotes, which I always talk a lot of shit anyway. So I was like, well, if I can kind of come up with my own, I could probably get a go and make this going and kind of give my advice on life and relationships and kind of everything that I've gone through. And it really just skyrocketed. I put my first post up and within 8 weeks, I had 8,000 organic followers. And so it just kind of have grown and grown and
wow.
It
That's
is
impressive.
today. So
super impressive.
That was how I started.
I love it.
Thank you.
Now, I just have to also point out that you're a blogger for Boss Babe, Huffington Post, and Thrive Global, which is, not no tiny little brands that you can't find anywhere. So that's a big deal too, getting your message out that way. I love that you mentioned you hit your wall of resistance, and I just want to assure all the women that are watching this, and some men I know trickle into because they're just curious. More than anything, it's all good, but the beautiful part is we all hit that wall, and especially the first year, it's kind of like, what am I doing? Where am I going? Do I want to do this? If I play big, more is going to be expected of me. We all go through it, breathe through it. It's all good. It's like labor pains to birthing your business. Just breathe, just breathe and give birth to it. And as long as it takes you to get through that labor pain, it's all good. It's all going to happen. It's your journey. So I love that you were authentic in sharing that. Because even I did the story as I was leaving the corporate world. I'm just playing. I'm just figuring this out. I'm just going to play.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Not real.
I'm just practicing.
Right now.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden shit gets real. Then you're like, okay,
Yeah,
time to play.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. At 8,000 followers, I had no website. I had no landing page to get emails. I mean, I had no opt-in page, nothing.
Wow.
I was just like, I didn't have anything together until probably about 4.5 months after. And I had already had over 25,000 followers by the time that I had finally put up my website. And I just didn't know. I had no clue that that's what and I didn't know. I was from corporate America, so I didn't know the online world. I didn't know how important it was to get emails. I cringed to think that I went 4.5 months of, gaining 25,000 authentic followers and was not collecting one single email during that time. So that was a big rookie mistake.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's a learning curve. It's all good.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Well, and that's kind of, I'll be honest, in the image, because most of my friends I've been in the coaching world since 2005, and most of them are business coaches as well, like us. And they're like, well, followers, how do we turn that into dollars? Who cares if you're popular? Because we see
Right.
and let's just put it out there, the Kardashians of the world, God bless them. They're killing it,
Right.
And look at Kylie Jenner. That's how she funds her business, is just through her followers. There's no advertising needed. The woman sells out. So obviously there's a way to make money. So give us some insight, because I know I'm just as cloudy out here going, that's great. You have friends or followers, but I want to see money.
Yes, exactly. And that's kind of what with Instagram, you really do have to be, you really have to work hard at building that KLT, that know, like, trust factor. I think with any kind of social media platform, you really have to do that before people really are going to buy from you. And I think that's where most people make the mistake, is that they think that, I could just put up some posts and then, and then throw up a sales post and I'll get sales. And it just doesn't happen that way. Unfortunately, I wish it did, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
You really have to build that know, like, trust factor. And some of the ways that, I was able to do that with Instagram was really just by being authentically me and not apologizing for that. And so I think because I put so much personality into my brand, and I just kind of said it like it was. And I was really super, vulnerable as well about everything that I have gone through. I think that connected on a much deeper level than just putting up Instagram posts. So that's kind of where that know and like came in. And then the trust factor is really consistency. It's really just building up your Instagram page and being consistent about it. So posting at least 1 to 3 times a day. And so that because consistency equals trust. When you are posting, when you show up every single day, people begin to trust you.
Yeah.
So when you figure out how to kind of infuse your personality into your brand, I think that's when the real magic happens, and when people really start buying from you and they trust you now to actually start purchasing your things. So
I love that.
That's what I did with Instagram.
Because that's something we've been talking about quite a bit on the series, is the authentic, but be you. Show us yourself. Take your mask off already. Yeah, that's what pulls people in.
Far too many people are out there trying to really be something. They're trying to be everything to everyone, and then they end up being nothing to no one. But worse than that, they really end up being untrue to themselves. Right. And you didn't go into business, and we're not in this industry to be untrue to ourselves, right? So I think that's like the biggest thing, is that people, you're not going to please everyone, and you have to be okay with that. You can't be besties with everyone. Not everyone's going to like you. Right. And that's okay.
Right. Yeah, we're not paid actors and actresses out here. We want to be you. Stop. My book is called Permission to Be Me, because it's like, thank God I get to just be Carrie and I can get paid for this. Thank you. It's like the best thing that ever happened to step into your business, is like, I don't have to be censored. I can just be me. This is the most freeing experience ever. Yeah. It's good
Absolutely. Stuff. And I agree completely. And I'm a little, harsh sometimes, and I'm a little, out there sometimes. I've got, kind of an eccentric personality, I like to say, but it's definitely, I thought Instagram would be better for that, just because Facebook sometimes to me seems a little bit like, I feel like I have to kind of watch what I say when I post on Facebook. I don't have any filter at all when I post on Instagram. I just say it like it is.
# no filter.
Yeah, I'm
That's
just
good.
being me on that platform, and what you see is what you get. I'm real about who I am, and I just at a point in my life where I make no apologies for that. So
I love it. And that's the true way to, I always say you attract your tribe with your vibe. If don't know what your vibe is, you're not really going inward to figure that out first. And then you can go outward, obviously, once you figure it out. So you've got all these yummy people following you. How have you turned this into dollars? So you can share this part.
yes. So what I did was I do very little one-on-one coaching, not as much because I just don't enjoy it as much as I enjoy doing digital products or group programs.
Mm-hmm.
So I created digital products, and my first thing that I created was I did a membership site. And so, like I said, I went 4.5 months with no website. When I finally put the link in my bio for my membership site, I had about 250 people sign up for my membership site within 2 weeks. So it went pretty well. And so I do have my membership site, and that teaches women really how to build a business, because that's really what I've been doing also in corporate America for 15 years, is going into struggling companies and turning them into multi-million-dollar businesses. So I basically took, my experience of what I have been doing in corporate America for 15 years and my love for empowering women, and combine the two together to create Crown for Success. So that's really what I do. And so I started putting out digital products also on teaching how to build your business. I really just got into teaching Instagram probably like January of this year, because I was just kind of hesitant on, that negative self-chatter that we, that voice in our head that just doesn't, all the lies it tells you. Well, who are you to do that? Who are you to teach Instagram? But then I'm seeing, Instagram experts come out who have way less followers than me, who, weren't making, 6 figures. So I'm like, you know what? I had to really do some mindset work for probably a good 2 or 3 months to get myself to that point of overcoming that fear of, you are good enough to teach Instagram. You can make a difference. You can teach other coaches and women in service-based industries that Facebook isn't the only place to do your sales and marketing, that Instagram is a wonderful place to do that. And I've been able to create a 6-figure business in 8 months doing it. So why can't I teach that to women? So I really had to kind of overcome all that in order to get to a point where I finally felt comfortable with, let me put my first Instagram, digital product out and start teaching this. And when I did that, my business just kind of, started going crazy. Really that's kind of when I felt like, okay, I'm finally here. I'm getting to that next level. So that's kind of what I do now.
So really the platform first is it kind of seems like it's not rocket science, but sometimes people really kind of get their marketing backwards, or they miss a link somewhere and stuff falls to the ground. It's to build followers first, then have something to offer them. Some people get the offer before the followers. And you're like, who are you selling to? There's nobody in the audience.
No. Yeah. No,
hello.
No. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the biggest mistake most people make, is that they think, oh, I can just put my offer out there and it's going to sell. And then they're really frustrated and disappointed when that doesn't happen, and they give up pretty quickly. So you have to build that KLT factor first.
Yes.
You've got to really nurture your people first, build your tribe, find your audience. Make sure that you're doing Instagram strategies that are going to attract your ideal clients, because you don't want to have followers just to have followers. You want to have followers that are ideal clients. And I think a lot of people get hung up on the quantity on Instagram instead of the quality, because, it's, become Instagram famous and you have to have all these followers. And, so I think there's just that whole misconception. You don't have to have 100,000 followers to make great money on Instagram. You can make great money with 1,000 followers. It's just about how you are nurturing your audience and what you're doing with that audience to convert them into clients. So
I love it. So you mentioned being consistent, post at least 1 to 3 times a day. I feel like I'm posting too much. But I agree with you. It used to be my morning coffee ritual. Okay, post on Instagram. Life is good. Sipping my coffee, still in bed. Oh, this is pretty. And it's one of those, it's definitely a go-to for so many people that are stuck in line. They love to swipe through. Instagram's beautiful. It's eye candy. It's eye candy all day.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Who doesn't like eye candy?
That's right. I know. You're like seeing from beautiful scenery to food people are eating to, it's a fun
Yes.
place to really share. And I don't know about you, but when you land on someone's Instagram, don't you feel like you know them within seconds? Like you can just get a
Oh
vibe
yeah.
of who they are. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
by the things they're
Absolutely.
posting. Yeah. There's so much you can pull
Absolutely.
in. Yeah.
Oh
Like I either
yes.
like them or don't.
Yes, exactly. Follow or no.
That's right. It's pretty instant. It's pretty instant.
Yeah.
So 1 to 3 times a day, would you recommend a variation out of those 3 posts, or what do you give your newbie audience? What tools do you
Yeah,
tell them
I
to
would
do?
say, if you're doing 1 to 3 posts, you want to post something that's, educational, inspirational, or motivational. And just information that's going to be nurturing for your audience. Don't throw up sales posts quite yet. Wait on that. And the ratio should really be like 80% information, nurturing type of posts, and 20% sales posts.
I like that.
And then I always recommend to delete your sales posts after you kind of put it up there. It really loses its traction anyway after about 12 hours. So just delete it so it doesn't make your page look spammy and salesy, because people on Instagram are very social. I mean, Instagram has 58 times more engagement than Facebook does.
Wow.
So people are there to truly socialize. They're not there to be sold to. So take down your sales posts. Just delete them when that 12-hour period is up, so that it doesn't really, your feed needs to look like a beautiful laid out magazine, not like a collage that your 6-year-old threw together. So that's pretty too, but that belongs on the refrigerator at home, not on your Instagram feed. So
I love that.
Yeah, so just make sure it's a beautiful laid out magazine. It looks gorgeous. And obviously a sales post isn't going to make it look like that. So take that down, delete it after 12 hours.
I'm wondering if I passed the test, because I like to put my quotes like right in the center to make it lined up.
Oh yes, yours is beautiful.
Oops. Okay,
yes.
Good. I passed the test. Life is good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yours is beautiful. You pass. You're golden.
Yay!
Yeah.
I didn't even know I was a student and I passed.
You're golden. No, you definitely passed.
Cool. I like to keep some consistency, and the branding, but yet I'm a mom, so you get to see that side of me, but yet here's a pretty sunset, but back to branding. Yeah, it seems like a mix of real.
And that's exactly what you should do, is let people see you, because that's what people want to, they buy from people. People buy from people, not from businesses. So make sure they get to know you. And that's one thing that, there are some Instagram experts that teach, if you teach Instagram or if you teach this, that you just stay consistent with that. That hasn't worked for me, and I don't advise that by any means. I think you should really, put yourself on your page, brand you first.
Yeah.
So work around branding you first, and then really you can sell anything as an extension of your brand, once you get that part down. So.
I love that. That's what I tell my clients too. You're the public figure, you're the tree trunk. Anything else and above that's just branches of whatever you want to sell or be or do have. Because it's true, people buy you first.
Yes, exactly.
I've known people that have changed industries, changed stuff, and I'm still following them because I'm loyal to who they are. You're like, oh, you do something totally different now. I didn't even notice.
Right. Exactly. But when I have the need, I'll buy that from you. Exactly.
That's right. Yeah, because we're bought in on them. I love that. That's so true. So true. You said also to take the post down after 12 hours. That's really good advice. I know a lot of people aren't following that, probably. Just saying. Especially if you do like a joint venture, or you do a shout out for someone, or because I have done affiliates with others that have lots of followers. I'm like, okay, get them to my webinar, get them to a free training or something. And I notice they do take it down after 12 hours because then they're going to put somebody else's up there and they don't want to look spammy either. So that's super smart advice. Super smart.
Yeah.
Love that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No spammies.
Yeah, no spammies. Stick to your brand. Make it look beautiful. Your page should be gorgeous at all times.
I love that. Like a magazine. That's great advice. Yeah. I can think of quite a few followers that I'm following just because of that reason alone. Like I felt like I just jumped into a travel magazine or something, it's just beautiful.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yes.
So build your followers by being authentic, the know, like, and trust, the KLT. Post 3 times a day, something motivational, inspirational, educational. I'm not taking notes. I'm just going from memory here.
You're good. I can't remember anything anymore. I have to write everything down.
Well, this is good content. I'm like, bury into folder.
I do live videos of like something I've been teaching forever, and I still have to write everything down. I'll forget my points and
Right. I usually can't remember what I've said, but I am a good listener.
There you go.
I can do that part. So I love it. So build it. So what's your advice then? Because obviously if you're building followers with your brand and who you are, if you throw this curveball at them and you're all of a sudden selling hot dogs, I mean, I'm being really random there, that doesn't match your brand, it's probably not going to convert. Am I right?
Right. Yeah, probably not. It's probably not. You're probably going to have to do a separate page. And I usually with my clients will, 'cause a lot of people do 2 or 3 different things a lot of times. And I'll kind of look at what they're selling. And the main thing to ask yourself is, could that be an extension of something else? If you're a coach and you're selling hot dogs, probably not. You know what I mean?
Right. Something's an add-on.
But if you're a coach and then you decide to do network marketing and you're, in selling your beauty products that you love, that you use every single day, you can totally infuse that into your brand, because you're showing your personality. You're putting up personal pics of yourself too. You can do lifestyle photos of you applying your makeup. You can, kind of lay it down and show people what you use, and people want to know that when they get to love you and like you and trust you. They want to know what makeup products you use. What's your life like? What do you do outside of work? What's your business look like behind the scenes? They want to know all of that.
Yeah.
So you can easily kind of infuse something like that into your brand if you were a business coach versus, for instance,
absolutely.
Coach.
Some people have really nailed this down, and I'm thinking of the people I'm following, and just really nailing down their process is so good. I like that you say people do want to see the behind the scenes part. They really do. And they're curious. They want to have something in common with you. So they're looking for that relatability factor. And if we think we're these little plastic Barbie dolls all day, who can identify with a plastic Barbie doll? It's like, show your real side. No one can identify as perfect. Be real, be real. So,
be real. Yes. And one of the ways that I'm telling all my clients right now is, a great way to do that, which is huge right now on Instagram, is through stories. So use that story feature and start doing videos. Those 15-second videos are amazing, and they really give your tribe an opportunity to get to know you on a completely different level. You can show when you're on vacation, you can show your family, your kids, what your day looks like. I put anything in there. I do it all day long. I actually use that more now than I do my posts, to be quite honest with you. And it really has kind of catapulted the engagement on my Instagram feed, because people are getting frustrated right now with the new algorithm changes. And so they're not seeing as many likes. They're not seeing as much engagement anymore on their posts. So what I'm telling people to do is start using stories to increase that, because I've kind of studied it, and I can put up a post, the same exact post, about, I did this not too long ago, where I put up like a sales post, and I put that up in just as a regular post, and I got maybe like 200 likes on it, if that, and I got 0 comments. Then I took that exact same picture and put it in my story, and I got like 900 views on it, and I had at least a dozen messages asking me about that digital product that was coming out. So Instagram stories is really where it's at right now. That's, if you're feeling like you're struggling with the engagement piece and you're not seeing as many likes on your posts, start adding stories to your Instagram page. So and for those that aren't familiar, that's kind of that little top. You see all those little faces going by and little circular profile pictures. Yes. I think I've only tried it once. And if I remember correctly, can't you keep adding to it as the day goes? It's like your play-by-play of your day. You can add to it as much as you want to. I'll do one right now. Like, this is where kind of your stories are at. This is, where it's at. But yeah, like I could do one of us. So if you go to your main feed, it's this little button up here, this little camera button, and you just click on it and you do as many stories as you want to. Like I would do a story of this interview we're doing right now. So people can kind of see behind the scenes of what it is that we do when we're interviewing. So.
That's right. I love it. I'm a big fan. That's right. I'm a big fan of Gabby Bernstein, and she did one once. It was like a day in the life of Gabby Bernstein in New York, and she was going to interviews, and then she was being featured in a magazine, and I was like sucked in, and she had a ton. Yes. She must have added like 15 different little baby mini clips, and I didn't know you could do that. Really?
Yes,
wow.
You can go all day. You can do it all day long. It's just, you just keep clicking on that little icon. So when you're done with one, click on it again, click on it again, simple. And you just keep adding. Yes.
Keep adding. This is what I mean for lunch.
Yep, exactly. I honestly.
Stuck in traffic.
I'm addicted. So I do when I'm like karaokeing in the car.
I love that.
Jamming out to my favorite songs.
That's right. I love that. How else is anyone going to get a sneak peek behind the scenes of what it's like to be like a day in the life of Wendy?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like it. Stories is definitely exciting. And I will tell you that with Stories, it actually already surpassed Snapchat in the users. So, and it's only been around for maybe 4.5 months, maybe 5 or 6 months at the very most. I think within 4 months of them being opening Stories, they already had like 250 million users, and they've already surpassed Snapchat. So it's going that direction. So get on that train now while it's still fresh and hot.
Sure. Super fun. Yeah, it is a new feature. That's what I love about social media is they keep adding more bells and whistles to increase, your reach. Well, I guess it is like Snapchat. It's gone. Once it's gone, right? It's like the story. It is now 24 hours later in a different day.
Yes, exactly. It's gone once it's gone. Absolutely. But you can also do a live too. So we have Instagram Live as well. I use that feature to do a lot of free teaching on Instagram. And with that, you can actually save it to your phone and you can repurpose it.
Okay.
Or you can actually save it to your stories. So it'll be available for people to view for 24 hours if you use Live. So.
Okay. So the only downside would be that it does go away. Unlike Facebook Lives, it's stored in our videos forever and ever until you delete it. No. So it does go away. Yeah, because I was going to ask you about Instagram Live because I've not used it yet. I've used other features, obviously, like that on Facebook, but I've not played in the Instagram Live. So to go live, is it literally as simple as touching your picture, your own profile picture?
Yeah, you go to the same place where you do stories and just click on Live.
Okay.
And do whatever it is that you're going to do there. And then you can, before it used to disappear and it was gone. Once you were live, it was over and done with. Now you can download it to your phone or you can push it over to your stories and post it up and it'll be available for 24 hours, which is great. Because you can tell people, hey, you have 24 hours to watch this video, if you want to, if you missed it. So
right. It creates more sense of urgency though.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Yes,
which is a good. And Instagram, if you think about it, the energy around it is quicker, faster, because it's just pictures roaming through. It's not a wall that you go to in Facebook and hunt through. You're kind of just, it's a faster moving highway of social media, in my opinion. It's not as fast as Twitter, but it's somewhere in the middle. And I think, to be honest, because I do a lot of studying of personalities, human behavior, something I've studied forever, never, longer than I want to admit. But I think in Instagram, we tend to connect with people that love Instagram, tend to be the more heart-centered feeling kind of people because they're visual. They're stimulated by the visual.
Yes.
So the pictures is what's pulling them in, which is why you said it's more social. I know which demographic of personality they're probably getting pulled in there, and they are the social people.
Yeah.
They're the ones that got in trouble for talking in class. Yeah.
Yeah. Those people.
I know, right?
Yeah, exactly. Those people.
Which is our people, right?
Yes, absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely not the analytical overanalyzer type of personality that tends to be more Twitter and LinkedIn from what I'm finding.
Right.
So if you like to play with those types of people that love to talk, connect, and and feel their way through life more than overthink everything. I think
Yes,
Instagram's the place to play. Why haven't I been playing there
do.
more? What's wrong with me, Wendy?
Yeah, you got to get on there more.
I guess so. Dang, I'm learning lots today, right alongside of everybody else. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes, I love Instagram. It's definitely my, I'm a little biased, but
Well, it's
it's
fun
amazing.
because you found a niche that you like to play in. So work feels like play, and that's the best way to build a business.
Exactly.
It's the best way. It's the best way.
Yes.
So tell us, besides doing, tell us how else you work with people so we can kind of get clear on how you work with clients. I know you mentioned the digital products, so just kind of share a little bit in how you work with people as well. I think you do groups too, so kind of share that.
So I have, I do one-on-ones, but I tend to only take maybe a handful of people a year, just because it's not, I prefer groups. I think it's the energy that I really love.
Miss Popularity.
I'm
just kidding.
I love that.
It's the social butterfly in you.
Yeah, I just love that. I love that. And believe it or not, I'm actually an introvert. People like really freak out when they hear that, but I am. I'm the person who kind of sticks to the side and, doesn't really say much or kind of puts my head in a book. I love to read. I don't watch very much TV. But
you just described me.
Nerd. Yeah, I was a total nerd in high school. Like, I was that. So I just, I'm definitely an introvert. I just kind of, I don't know, social media brings that out in me, I guess. That, I don't know if it's just because you're not face to face or what it is, but I definitely feel like I can be myself on social media for sure.
Good for you. Where
a lot of people feel like they're putting up a fake person on social media. I feel the opposite. So
nice.
I don't know what that is, but so I do work with people in group coaching. I do offer VIP days on Instagram, all about Instagram. So I do that where it's a 6-hour day together, and it's just us putting together your complete page and a 90-day strategy for you. I do that. And then I do have a membership site as well that's all around Instagram, and it's pretty amazing. That's actually brand new for me. I've only had that for about 2 or 3 months now. And really what that is like, it's all of us women coming together and helping each other really grow our pages. We do collaborations in there. We do shout outs for each other in there. So we do all kinds of fun stuff. I actually have something that's called like a Feature Friday, where all the big Instagram influencers that I've collabed with in the last 2 years, I set up a kind of an agreement with them where they'll shout one person out from my group to over 1 million people. So nice. It helps them grow their pages. So I have that going on. That's probably my most exciting project right now that I have, and I love it. So, and again, that's just a membership site, a big group.
It's fun though. The synergy is fun. It's something, especially if you're a brand new business owner, or you're just starting to venture out. The worst part can be like, am I the only one doing this? And all of your friends are W-2 employees, and you're that one entrepreneur. You feel like a square peg in a round hole. You've got to run with your own kind. And having groups like that creates that that community and that synergy of, I've got my sisters with me kind of tribe, and it does help propel you. Definitely leverage off of those types of communities. Huge.
Yeah, I just love the energy from those. So I will definitely stick with the group programs more than anything else, I think. I also have what's called a regional vice president position. That was actually one of my first kind of dreamt up things that I created with Crown for Success, where I really wanted to give women an opportunity to come in and be fully trained for 6 weeks, and then have the opportunity to really work alongside me in kind of getting visible with their brand or business that they have, or just themselves. So we have weekly Periscope shows. We actually just signed up for an actual channel. So we have our own channel and our own show, and it'll be on 30 different networks.
Nice.
So we'll be doing that as well. And there's probably about 60 women who have gone through the program, and it's pretty amazing because it's like almost like a sisterhood of women who come together. We're on a WhatsApp group together, and I only do enrollment for that twice a year because it's a pretty big program. It's probably my biggest program that I have. And but it's pretty incredible. So these women they work with me. They can sell any of our digital products and services. They coach as well, and they get 50% commissions on everything that they sell. So I have that as well, and that's a pretty cool program that I created.
Very fun. Very fun.
So.
Inspire people, because you haven't been doing that this long. Look how you've made massive growth in a very short period of time, and I hope people are picking that up.
Yes.
When did you leave the corporate world forever? You might have already said that in the beginning.
I started, let's see, when did I leave? It'll be 1 year in next month, September. So it'll be 1 year that I left in September.
Happy anniversary. Fun.
Thank you. Yeah, I was so excited. I wanted to be like, take this job and shove it, but I wasn't. I was professional about it. But my inner self wanted to say that.
You don't want to burn all your bridges, right? I did one of those, clean your desk out, not return, send an email the next week after 5 years. And I'm their top producer, and I'm like,
you're like, I'm out of here. No,
like, where's
I wanted
pictures?
Yeah. I so wanted to be that girl. I just wanted to be that girl so bad because I was so fed up. I was like, it's soul-sucking corporate America job. But I didn't. I left on good terms, and I'd been there for 7 years. So it was.
Of course. No, your reputation, you don't want to bring any negative energy with you.
2 months notice. So.
Yeah. Wow. You're very generous. Yeah. I worked for a global business coaching company. So it was very similar. Oh, it's very different than what I do now, believe it or not. They're not all the same. They coached corporate or brick and mortar businesses, which I don't do. Everything's online for me. But I didn't want to get slapped with this non-compete silliness. And I never signed anything anyway. I'm not even touching anything I learned in those 5 years of working for them. Total night and day different brand. But you still like watch yourself. And I know they were watching me too. Like, she's about done. She's outgrown us. She's going, they can see it because they just kind of groomed entrepreneurs where I worked. It was just common for people to leave and start their own thing. We're in that melting pot of inspiration all the time. So I left on good terms too, but it was sneaky. I didn't want a lot of showy, should we throw her a party? I just wanted to exit quietly.
I think had I been in this situation, I probably would have done the same. Unfortunately, I was kind of in a situation where I'd been there for 7 years. I was the director, so I was like over, 2 different offices.
You got a lot of responsibility. Yeah.
I was like, there's no way. I wanted to just be like, I'm out of here, but I decided, I was like, I'll give you guys a 2-month notice, and that way I could train my, the person coming in for me. I could train her and get her going. Make sure that they were still going to be okay.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I even worked a couple of my leads and closed a few franchise sales too, because it's a franchise company I worked for about 3 months after I left. So, and I still attended an event. So it was still like, okay, I'm not going to leave you hanging, but I did create an exit strategy.
Yes, exactly.
Do it smart. Yes. So inspiring, Wendy. So inspiring. So happy anniversary to that, because when this launches, we'll be celebrating for you. A little pop open some bottles, girl.
Girl.
Come to Vegas. That's where I'm at. Come to Vegas and play.
Yeah, I actually used to live in Vegas. I lived in Vegas for 5 years. Yeah, I met my husband actually in Vegas. So I lived there.
You can find husbands here? I'm just kidding. You can find husbands in this city?
Back then, yes. Now, probably not.
Oh, I've been here 9 years. Oh, Lord help me. Been divorced for 10.
I'll have to definitely get with you when I go, because we go all the time. We still have friends there. I have family that lives there still, so we go quite a bit.
Very nice. Yes, absolutely. Connect when we can. So let's dive into your free offer, because Wendy didn't just give you a ton of great advice. She's going to even give you an extension of that. So share with us the goodies you have for us.
So I have 9 days of free training all about Instagram. It really is going to, and I'm an overgiver by nature. So I give you everything that I did really to build a 6-figure business in 8 short months using Instagram, the do's and don'ts of Instagram, how to not only make an income on Instagram, but also how to make an impact in people's lives. Because I think that's the most important thing that we do, is to make a profound impact on other people's lives.
Absolutely.
So this training is all about that. So how to position yourself, to really pull out the stories in you and pull out your personality, how to infuse it into your Instagram page, how to get 8,000 organic followers in 8 weeks, and how to make an impact and an income on Instagram. So it's a free night.
I love it, guys. And the link is below. Jump on that. Take advantage of it. I mean, I believe in creating, there's so many places where people play. Find the sandbox you want to play in the most, but don't leave out, there's so much out there. Facebook isn't the be all end all. And list building isn't the be all end all. Play, explore, see what works for you. I think everyone's got, a stage that just works best for them to bring on clients, and you won't know unless you give it a shot, so I am a new believer in Instagram.
Absolutely. Definitely.
It is more than filtering my photos.
It is more than that.
But the sunset looks better on Instagram. Let's put it on there.
I know. It's so true. That is so true, though.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll
Awesome.
post it on Facebook afterwards.
Right, exactly. At least it's saved in my photos. Life is good.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Wendy. This was chock full of yumminess. I love it. So guys, you should be as inspired as I am, if not more. So I want to thank everyone for joining us today. We'll see you on our next episode. And I want to thank Wendy Porter from the bottom of my heart. And please visit me in Vegas when you're here. So big hugs, big love, guys. We'll let you all go. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate you.